Hey, what's up guys? 𝒞𝑜𝓃. So there are a whole lot of different names for it. A price tracker, stock checker, price monitor, repricer. There are a whole bunch of different names. I'm just gonna say price monitor. What is the best price monitor for Amazon dropshipping? Originally, there were only like two options. You had one option, which was to use Web Scraper app paired with 𝒮𝑜𝓃𝒾𝓃, which are both kind of services that you'd had to pay for both of them and then sort of use them together in combination, and it would work as a price monitor, but it wasn't really the best. The second option was to use 𝒮𝑜𝓃 along with 𝒮𝑜𝓃𝒾𝓃. Again, you have to pay for both of those, and that works and is a little bit cheaper. But then the catch with it is that it's like they've got this really confusing credit system, and it's very difficult and not the best. Didn't check items often enough, or if it did, then it would cost more, and it's very unuser friendly and not easy to set up. Another one that's come along a bit more recently is OaGenius, and it's actually pretty good. The only catch with it is that they don't support that many suppliers, and it's pretty expensive. Still way better than the other ones that I mentioned though. It just works better, and it's a much better option than those other ones. Web Scraper app and 𝒮𝑜𝓃, you had to use them with 𝒮𝑜𝓃𝒾𝓃, but then OaGenius came along and it's sort of an all-in-one. You didn't need to also pay for and set up 𝒮𝑜𝓃𝒾𝓃. You could just use it. So that's a good thing. I was actually planning to go with OaGenius for my Amazon dropshipping store until I found out about Reprice Up. Reprice Hub is amazing. They have more than twice as many suppliers as OaGenius does. Check prices more often, so it's going to be even more accurate. Plus, they have extra sweet features like dynamic repricing, where, in addition to being an all-in-one system that doesn't require 𝒮𝑜𝓃𝒾𝓃 or anything like that, so it's just an all-in-one system. In addition to that, they've got dynamic repricing. So that's like basically, with Amazon, you've got all the sellers that are selling on the same listing. So basically what dynamic repricing does is for every single item that you have listed, it'll look at all the competition dynamically in real time. It'll look at all of the competition. It'll say, okay, this is their price, and it'll make your price, as long as it's still profitable, 1 cent less than any of your competitors. So if say a competitor's like, oh no, I see you undercut me by 1 cent, and they want to drop it a few cents, bam, immediately it's updated and you are repricing still a penny below them. So you're always the cheapest price, which means that you're gonna get a whole lot more sales. So it's like, Reprice Up has so many cool features. And Reprice Hub's starter plan is 3.5 times cheaper than OaGenius' cheapest plan. Plus, guess who created Reprice Hub? Reprice Hub was created by the same people that created TrackerBot. TrackerBot, the software that, thousands of dropshippers have used for years. So yeah, those are the reasons that I'm using Reprice Up as my price monitor for dropshipping on Amazon, because they check the stock and the prices and all that stuff even more frequently, like multiple times an hour frequently. They have that competitive dynamic repricing, which is freaking sweet. Their software costs less by a lot for the same service. Plus, they're by people that I know I can trust, because I've been using their other software to dropship on eBay for years. Now, don't get me wrong, OaGenius does seem like a good piece of software still. It's just that it's so much more expensive. They don't check quite as often as Reprice Hub does. They don't support nearly as many suppliers. I mean, I guess if you're doing like a lot of Walmart, which is the riskiest supplier to use when dropshipping on Amazon, I don't really recommend using Walmart. If you're doing stuff with Walmart, you might want to look at OaGenius, because they've got some cool stuff with like Walmart auto ordering and things like that they're working on. So it's like, they've definitely got some points. There are reasons that someone, might use OaGenius or something like that. But for everything that I'm doing, for, things that you guys are going to be doing, where, the suppliers that they support, and, suppliers being obscure because you want it to be safe. You don't want Amazon to suspend you for using just the main, big giant retailers that everybody else is using. I try to stick with the more obscure suppliers, because then, you have less risk of anything, having issues or anything happening with your account. So if you're using one of the massive box retailers and you don't care about using the smaller, safer suppliers, then maybe that'd be a reason. But still, it's so much more expensive, and Reprice Up supports all the same. Really, it might just be if it's auto ordering. If you wanted the Walmart auto ordering, then that could be a reason to go for it. But in general, why not just reprice with Reprice Hub, and then also Reprice Hub works great. It checks more often, it has more features, and it costs way less, plus it's by people I trust. So that's why I'm going with Reprice Hub. They even have a feature that automatically blocks bad brands when you're listing them, and I haven't seen that in any other repricer. So basically, you find an item that you want to list, right? And if you're using other suppliers, you'd have to check, is this brand bad? Am I going to get in trouble? Is this going to give me an IP violation or something like that? But with Reprice Hub, you can just go in, paste it in the lister, and hit list, and if it's a bad brand, it'll just be like, hey, this is a bad brand, don't list this. You don't want to list this item, this is going to cause you issues. Whereas, all the other ones would just let you list it, and then you end up having issues. And you don't really need to do the whole extra step of is this brand bad? If you're using Reprice Up, because you can just be like, yes, it meets all my other criteria, come over here, list it. And then if it's a bad brand, it'll just go, blocked. You don't want to list that unless you specifically say, I don't care, list it anyway, which is a stupid thing to do. I don't know why you do that. It's a big time saver, not having to go through and check the brands for every single item that you're looking at and just, these are good items. Can I list them? And then knowing that they're automatically going to be blocked. It's great. If you want to sign up for Reprice Up, go ahead and go to the link that is being shown on the screen right now, or click the link at the top of the description and you'll get 30% off your first month. It's got a free trial so you can test it out and everything, so it's great. Even if you don't if you don't want to decide you want to pay for it, at least give the free trial a shot because it's freaking good. And as long as you sign up through the link that was being shown on screen here or under the video, then you'll get 30% off your month if you do decide to go ahead and go with it because it's great software, like I said. Well, guys, that's it for the video. If you're new to dropshipping on Amazon and you're trying to figure out how to get started, I've got a full free set of training videos down there, link in the description. Goes over everything you need to know to get started dropshipping on Amazon. And Amazon's great because compared to other platforms, it's actually super easy to get sales with very few listings because there's so many more buyers on Amazon and so many few sellers that you're competing with compared to other platforms like eBay. If you've got any questions about anything dropshipping related, feel free to hit me up on Facebook. I'll put a link down there, as well as a link to a group that I started that has hundreds of other dropshippers in it that you can join. I post new content on this channel every few days, so go ahead and subscribe and hit the notifications, and I'll be back with another video in a couple days.